Hi folks, how's it going? Welcome to another video. This is going to be my top 3 Devil May Cry games. Now I've played all the Devil May Cry games, Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, 4 and the new DMC Devil May Cry on the PlayStation 3, which I got for free on PlayStation Plus. I've also got the HD collection, but obviously I'm not including that because that's obviously got 1, 2 and 3 in it. I just thought I'd put that there just for an extra. So yeah, before we get into top 3 guys, I've got to eliminate 2 games. First one I'm going to eliminate is pretty easy for me. It's Devil May Cry 2. I'm really not a big fan of Devil May Cry 2. I don't get me wrong, because I do like all the Devil May Cry games, you know, it is good to a certain extent, but for me, I just don't find, like, the enemies and stuff, I don't find them interesting enough, like, to fight against, you know, I just think it's just a bit repetitive, a bit of, you know, boring, like, boring characters, really, you know, Dante and Lucy, I don't think they're really interesting characters in this game. Dante's he's just so bum and dull in my opinion, which is one of the reasons why I like Devil May Cry so much, because Dante's cocky personality. But yeah, Devil May Cry 2 guys, not a fan, and it's going to be out of my top 3. The next game to just miss out in the top 3 is Devil May Cry 4 on the PlayStation 3. Now when I first got this for the PlayStation 3, I was blown away by how the game looked. It looked absolutely beautiful for its time. You know, the gameplay was really enjoyable. And Nero, he was alright, you know, I obviously prefer Dante, but I don't mind him. I think he's a decent enough character. You play through half a game as Nero and half a game as Dante. The thing I don't like about that is when you're playing as Dante, you've already like fought all the bosses as Nero, and when you're playing as Dante, you've got to face all the bosses again, which in my opinion was a fault. I'd rather have like different bosses and stuff. But so you end up fighting the same bosses twice, which is rather annoying in my opinion. But yeah, it's still a good game, guys. I still do like Devil May Cry 4, but I'm putting it in 4th place, and it just misses out on the top 3 spot. Yeah, so we've got my top 3 games, top 3 Devil May Cry games. We've got Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 3, and DMC Devil May Cry. So let's see what order I put them in. So in 3rd place, I'm going to put the newest Devil May Cry, which is DMC Devil May Cry. I remember seeing the trailer for the game back in the day, and I remember looking at it and thinking, what the hell are they doing with this series, you know? Because I didn't actually think it was Dante, you know, and it turned out it was Dante. I was really surprised, because it didn't look like him at all. I thought maybe they're going for a new character, like what they did with Devil May Cry 4 when they had Nero. But no, it turned out it was Dante, some young lad with like short black hair. And I was like, what the hell are they going to do with this series? And then when the game was released and the demo was released on PSN, I thought, you know what, I've got to give this a download and see what it actually is. I had very low expectations. I thought, this is going to be bloody crap. And actually I ended up enjoying the demo immensely. I played through the demo 3 or 4 times. And the boss battle in that demo was bloody brilliant, you know. Dante, cocky as ever. How I like Dante, you know, Dante's always had that cocky attitude. You know, it suits his character best in my opinion, and I just really liked the interaction between Dante and like the boss in the demo. It was brilliant. And then when I finally got the game for free on PlayStation Network, gave it a playthrough, and I was actually blown away. I actually really enjoyed like the new style of the game. You know, it's like went from like the rock metal kind of like soundtrack as well to like some like dubstep drum and bass kind of soundtrack. The boss battles in the game are really bloody enjoyable, you know, the interaction between the bosses and Dante, and like, you know, it's kind of like God of War kind of style, you know, brutality, you know, really brutal stuff, the boss battles, you know, because I'm liking the way Devil May Cry is going, guys, I really am. And when the game's cheaper in shops, I will buy the disc as well, the hard copy of the game, you know, because I really enjoyed the game. I'm definitely going to give it another playthrough at some point, and I'm really liking, you know, where the Devil May Cry series is heading, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are kind of mixed, you know, some people like it, some people don't, but I've got to say guys, I really like the direction it's going. So my second favourite Devil May Cry game now is, it's so hard to choose because both these games in my opinion are just fantastic, they're absolutely amazing, my 2 favourite hack and slash games of all time, you know, kind of the game that got me into hack and slash, you know, and but I'm going to have to give second place to the original Devil May Cry. I remember when I first got this game, and it wasn't actually too long after I got my PS2, Mum bought me it for my birthday or Christmas with a bunch of other games, you know, and I'd never even heard of Devil May Cry. I'd never seen gameplay of it, I've never seen it in shops, just never heard of Devil May Cry, you know, but I knew it was Capcom, so I thought, you know, this is going to be something like Resident Evil, Obviously, being a big fan of Resident Evil, obviously I was really happy with that. But it turned out to be something totally different, you know. You could like move freely, and compared to like the classic Resident Evil games, you know, you had a sword, you could jump, so it was totally different to Resident Evil. And as I progressed through the game, or should I say, struggled my way through the game, because I played through this on normal, and to be honest, guys, when I first played this, I bloody struggled. I couldn't. It took me like, I don't know, ages to get past level 3. The level with, I think it was level 3, the one with the spider, when you first faced the spider boss. Phantom, I think he's called. Oh my god, he kicked my ass, you know, because I was doing things Resident Evil style. I was going from a distance and I was shooting him. It didn't work, you know. What you've got to do is you've got to get close to him, avoid his attacks and hit him with a sword. But I didn't do that. I decided to boom and keep trying to shoot him with my pistols. Took ages and I died so many times. But anyway, guys, after a couple of playthroughs, guys, it became one of my favourite PS2 games at the time. And yeah, I just bloody loved it. I couldn't get enough of it, and as a result, probably completed it about 7 or 8 times in total. So for me, Devil May Cry is a brilliant game, guys. You know, it's close to being my number 1, but it just misses out. So yeah, Devil May Cry 1 is number 2. And of course, that leaves us with our number 1, which of course is Devil May Cry 3: Dante's Awakening. Now, back in the day, I totally skipped Devil May Cry 2. I had Devil May Cry 1. And about maybe a year or 2 later or something like that, my auntie actually bought me Devil May Cry 3 for my Christmas. And I was absolutely delighted about it. And when I put it in, oh my god, I had a total blast of it. I couldn't put it down. You know, I suppose you could say I was kind of addicted to this game. Because once I completed it again and again and again, trying to complete it on harder difficulties. I was just having such a fun time in the game, because it is such an enjoyable game. You know, it's got like a fantastic weapon selection, I think, as well. You know, you've got like even like a guitar that fires bats at opponents. You've got like the 2 swords, Agni and Rudra. You know, you've got fantastic weapons. You've got like a Cerberus chain thing. You know, it's fantastic. The amount of combos and that you could do, it was, in my opinion, a big improvement on Devil May Cry 1. The game also had a really good gun selection as well. It had like a sniper rifle, had like a rocket launcher thing. You know, really bloody awesome game. Boss battles were brilliant. Character interaction during cutscenes, just fantastic. Probably my favourite Dante, I would say. Even though I do like the new Dante, I'm not going to lie. I think the new Dante is really bloody good. You know, he swears all the time, but he's a bloody good character. But yeah, I think this could be my favourite Dante in Devil May Cry 3. It was good in Devil May Cry 1 as well. But I think 3 maybe slightly better. But yeah, just amazing game overall, guys. Really good boss fights. Love fighting Virgil. Some fantastic and really enjoyable fights with Virgil. And yeah, Devil May Cry 3 is my favourite Devil May Cry game. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this, guys. I love Devil May Cry, I really do. Like I say, I like where the series is going. You know, I hope they stick with what they're doing with the DMC Devil May Cry. You know, even though I do like the PS2 games, well, Devil May Cry 1 and 3, I do actually think it makes a difference, you know, the way they're doing things now with the DMC Devil May Cry, the younger Dante, more badass, you know, swearing kind of Dante. You know, I like where it's going, and I hope they continue with that, and I hope that's not the last we see of Devil May Cry. So anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Do you have a favourite Devil May Cry game? Do you have a top 3 favourite Devil May Cry game? Do you have a least favourite Devil May Cry game? And yeah, what do you think about the new Devil May Cry game? Do you like the way they're going, or do you think they should go back to the way they used to do it and like the PS2 games? Yeah, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See you guys. Thanks for watching.